Hello, future Saxon families. My name is Jennifer Harris Clippinger. I'm the IB coordinator here at Salem High School, as well as an IB history teacher and a parent of two Salem High School students. This year, things are a bit different with the safety concerns of COVID. So normally we would meet in person in a future IB parent night, but instead we're doing things virtually. So I'm hoping in the future we will get a chance to meet in person when I see you as a parent in my classroom, or we stand side by side out in the pouring rain for cross-country cheering of both of our children.
This presentation is for incoming 9th grade students and their parents. It will help families understand what the IB is, what an IB education has to offer, the difference in the level of engagement in IB education between a DP course student versus a full IB diploma candidate, how IB grades are calculated, and it will offer some current South Salem High School full diploma candidates testimonials, as well as help students look ahead to their future class schedules, and finally provide key information and next steps for 9th graders and their parents. The IB is an international baccalaureate organization that was founded in 1968. It was originally started for a small population of students who were internationally mobile due to their parents' professions, and universities struggled to admit these students knowing exactly what their education had covered. It has now grown to 4 separate programs for students ages 3 through 19. And the IB has always and will continue to be internationally minded. As its mission statement states, you will see this philosophy play out in its education, that they believe in making the world a more peaceful place and doing so through education of students to make them curious, inquiring, knowledgeable young people. And they will do that through helping them find understanding and respect for others. IB's international mindedness obviously comes from its foundation not only in 1968 of that time in the world, but also its key location in Geneva, Switzerland. But its growth has caused it to set up multiple regions. So The Hague, Netherlands is for IB Europe. There's an office in Singapore that helps all the schools in IB Asia. And the other region which we are a part of is IB Americas. Its headquarters are based in Bethesda, which actually helps support both schools in Canada and Latin America as well as America. Its global office is located in Cardiff, Wales, where much of the assessment is processed. And these 4 programs, the primary years, middle years, and diploma program, as well as the career-related program, are all supported through these regional offices. South Salem High School offers one IB program as part of the continuum, and that is the diploma program for students ages 6 to 19. For us, that does mean grades 11 and 12. The IB education for those students does provide an opportunity to earn college credit, but I want you to know that there's a whole lot more to be gained from an IB education than getting college credit while in high school. That growth has been throughout North America, Latin America, and Canada. In the United States in particular, we represent just over half of the diploma schools in the world for IB. And it's worthy to note that 90% of those are actually public institutions, not private. With this large participation that you see worldwide, it does mean that universities are well versed and understand what diploma candidates bring to the table when they apply to their institutions. Locally, again, the growth has been tremendous over the last few decades. When South Salem High School applied to be an IB authorized world school in 1999, there were 301 schools authorized in the United States. And as of this year, there are now 942 schools. Oregon specifically has 19 currently authorized and functioning IB world schools with the diploma program. We do anticipate that that will be 20 very shortly, as North Salem High School is currently seeking authorization. When you are looking at your child's future and considering if IB is the right choice for them, I can tell you that as a parent of 2 South Salem High School students, there is no better education you could possibly offer your children. And the great benefit is also that it is free as you are attending a public institution.
The worth of an IB education is represented in what you see here on the screen. The IB Learner Profile affirms to you as students and parents that an education is all about helping you grow, having that growth mindset, and taking care of you as the whole person. It is not simply an elite college education in high school. That is in fact what it also is, but its foundation, its core drive is to help you develop skills. If you are a skilled learner, then any door is open to you in the future. So your communication skills, your thinking skills, your social skills, those are absolutely critical and essential in what your teachers will attempt to develop in you throughout your engagement in an IB education. In terms of future plans, if you are a student who has part of your future, the plan to go on to college, then it is essential that you engage in at least one IB course as a high school student. Research has shown time and time again that doing so not only ensures that you are more likely to go to college, but that you will have a higher GPA in college than other students who did not take IB courses. And most importantly, you are more likely to graduate from college. So it is a great life plan to go to college armed with the assurance that you are well prepared and that that debt you may be facing in the future will come with the payoff of earning an actual college degree. So in that growth mindset, I want to encourage both students and parents who are listening to this presentation to not assume that this is a program meant only for the top elite students, those students who are getting 4.0s, those students who are already great writers, great thinkers, have strong skills. Keep in mind that you are going to start IB in the 11th grade, and we know that you have a lot to learn, and you have 2 years to learn those skills, to learn the content, to master and present your growth and knowledge at the end of your senior year. So again, why should you consider the IB? If you are headed to college, then this should definitely be part of your future. If you would like to take a look at some more of the research and the reasonings on our IB South High webpage, you will see this handout that will talk about the research and the findings that we have seen over those decades of students being engaged in an IB education. If you are also looking for the level of engagement that is right for you, know that there are 2 levels of IB courses, higher level and standard level. Higher level and standard level students are often sat together. And a higher level doesn't necessarily mean that it is harder than standard level, but it does mean that it will take a course 2 years to complete. Standard level will take 1 or 2 years. So if you're thinking of how much do I want to get ready for college, what's the right course for me, I only think I can handle one of these challenging classes while I'm in high school, then I would urge you to take a look at these courses that might match your passions, your strengths, the assets that you feel you're already good at. It is a wise choice to go ahead and head towards those strengths. However, as you look at this list, if you are a student and you're excited about 3 or more of these classes, then you should start to think about your engagement in an IB education in terms of not just college readiness and preparedness, but actually going for the full diploma, which will ensure you are college ready and prepared, but it does also provide some additional benefits. Our teachers at South Salem High School are also one of the key reasons to consider an IB education. Students report that they want excellent teachers. Of course they do, and they want excellent learning, challenging, engaging opportunities in the classroom. And IB teachers have exactly that reputation. Students are willing to take on this challenge because they've heard what great teachers there are. They have heard about the projects they get to do, about the engagement or hands-on learning or deep discussions that occur. So an IB education, it is rigorous, but it's also highly engaging. As a school, we do consider ourselves an IB World school, not a separate
or elitist program for just a select few. It is worthy to note that South Salem High School has always had at least 70% or more of its students take one or more IB courses while engaged at school. However, in past years, that number has been higher. With the challenges of distance learning, the pressures that families are at home, obviously that number has dropped, but we're still very proud of the fact that we, as an IB school, this notion of college ready, of preparing the whole child, of helping them become balanced thinkers, inquisitive students, that is the ethos of our school. So if you're wondering what is different then if I am going to get college ready by taking a few IB courses, or at least one, versus if I take on the challenge of doing the full IB diploma. So you will see the measurement of the full IB diploma requirements in this diagram. Students are required to take one IB course from each of the group areas for a total of 6. So their group 1 will be their English course. Their group 2, they will select the world language they like, German, Spanish, or French. For group 3, they will take IB history. They will have several options for their group 4 science course. They will be placed in the appropriate math level for their group 5. And then group 6 has lots of choices in terms of electives if you are not necessarily into an arts class. So if you notice, however, the very central picture of this diagram is that students are not just going to take these classes, but we want to develop you as a whole entire person. We want you to have a foundation of you, the IB learner profile. We want you to also engage in these core element requirements that are outside of class. The first one is referred to as CAS. It's creativity, activity, and service. And this is where each student will design a personalized plan of how they will take their education in the classroom and they will put it into being and into life outside of the classroom. They are going to explore their interests, they are going to push themselves to grow and try new things, and they're going to work to create that happy, healthy, balanced lifestyle. So doing something once a week does require that a student makes their body sweat. We know that exercise, it's good and healthy. We do want students to do something creative or unique. Again, that feeds the body and the mind. And helping others is also a way to help yourself and to try new things, be a risk taker, and put yourself out there. In addition to this process of making a plan, it's always evolving and changing because students are reflecting on how they have grown, what they want to try differently, and how they've overcome challenges. As part of a full IB diploma candidate requirement, a student will also complete an extended essay research paper of 4,000 words. While that might sound very intimidating and daunting, remember that research, skills, thinking, questioning, pondering, that's all going to be happening in any of the IB courses that you take, whether it's IB Visual Arts, IB History, or IB Math. Students will get to pick the subject that is their favorite or they're most passionate about. They will also get to pick an adult supervisor at South High who will support them through this process. And again, it doesn't come due until the end of the senior year when hopefully the fruition of all this hard work and the skill development is stronger and more mature. Finally, students will also need to take a different kind of IB course called Theory of Knowledge. And this is a class that is so dynamic and engaging. I wish that every single South Salem High School student was required to take it. TOK, it does play a special role. It acts as the connectivity of learning in all of the different subject areas for students. Students are very much encouraged to bring topics to class. Discussion is the foundation of the course. And it's a lot of questioning and wondering and pondering. How do we actually know what we know? That claim that we came across in class. Let's discuss that. Where did that come from? Is that knowledge something that should be challenged? So this TOK course actually connects a lot of the thinking, the process of knowing, the process of learning. So this idea of a full IB diploma making you college ready, it absolutely does. But it is a lot more work, and that more work doesn't simply come with increased readiness or increased college credit, but it does come with that assurance that, you know, sending that student off to college, they are going to be successful once they are there, and they for sure are going to graduate. Colleges know that full diploma candidates are outstanding students. They want to add them to their campus and to their community, and you will see lots of offers of incentives like the one here, an example for OSU, where OSU offers students, number one, automatic admittance. If you're a full diploma candidate, you're in, it's guaranteed. In addition, they offer them their entire freshman year in college credit and an automatic $3,000 renewable scholarship. There is also not automatic, but the opportunity to apply for a $9,000 scholarship. And each of the universities in the area, they have done a lot to try and sweeten their deals, again, to entice these highly desirable candidates to their university. Grading an IB is an asset for your students looking attractive to future universities and for your students' ability to understand exactly what they need to learn and grow. So IB grades are on a scale of 1 to 7. For public institutions, many request a grade of 4 or higher to earn college credit. Private institutions tend to request a grade of 5. This grading scale is achievable for students who go to class, who do their work, and over 2 years, you can anticipate that students have no problem achieving this reasonable grade level. This idea of also being reasonable, that may be demanding what you're hearing a full diploma candidate needs to do, that they have to be balanced and can't avoid their weaknesses, taking an IB course in all 6 subject areas. But remember, the grade itself can still be achieved with those core components of CAS, the extended essay, and TOK, earning up to additional 3 bonus points for students going for the full diploma. And the most unique aspect of IB grading that is also attractive to universities and should be to you as families is that it's not just external assessments that students sit for exams their senior year, but they actually do conduct an internal assessment that their school teacher grades and sends off to IB. This is a benefit for students who often stress and don't have a chance to perform their best in a time test environment. But it is also an advantage because universities feel that what they are getting is predictable. So a teacher is going to actually, after having a student for 2 years, send to IB their prediction on a scale of 1 to 7 what that student will earn. They will also mark that internal assessments themselves, and then the teacher is going to send their graded mark, a sample of the student to IB, and IB is then going to ask another examiner, not in our high school, not associated with us, to grade that teacher's grading in the internal assessment. So this is where we call moderation, where an outsider checks the work of another person and confirms that that was a fair grade awarded. The teacher's not grading too hard, nor are they grading too easy. If needed, there will be adjustments. And that moderation also in part is for those external examinations, as that teacher's predicted grade is checked against the score the student actually earned their senior year. All of this comes together inside a grade awarding meeting where the student scores on often 2 or 3 external exams, along with their internal assessment and the teacher predicted grade, are all coalesced to ensure that a fair grade is awarded. So, if we are wanting to know if this is a worthwhile program, if it is worth it, what it is that students actually get out of this experience, the best thing I can possibly do is to provide you with actual IB students who have been going through this experience and can share their own stories and their own experiences.
Hi everyone. My name is Eddie Binford-Ross, and I am a senior at South Salem High School and a full IB student. When I am not doing IB and doing schoolwork, you can find me teaching ski lessons up at Hoodoo, where I am a licensed ski instructor. You can find me with my horse or hiking. I do work for Salem Kaiser Public Schools and the Oregon Legislature. I spend time with friends, and I do a lot of journalism work within our community. So you can definitely have a life and do IB. Those things are not exclusive. My biggest advice for people who are just coming into South is to make friends. Talk to as many people as you can. Make friends with other students and make friends with your teachers. It is so important to build really strong teacher relationships, especially when you get to IB, because those people are going to be the ones who write letters of recommendation for college. They're the ones who are going to help provide a support net for you as you navigate the IB program. And making friends, talk to the person sitting next to you in class. Some of my closest friends throughout high school have been people who I have just happened to be sat next to in class, and we started talking and we hit it off. So talk to that person, take that chance. Nothing bad's gonna happen, and a lot of good can happen. Another thing is that you can pursue IB. Don't think that you're not smart enough to do IB. IB is a lot of hard work, but if you put the work in, you can do it. You don't need to have straight A's your freshman or sophomore year. As long as you're ready to work and put effort in, you can totally do IB. I decided to take IB because I wanted a challenge. I wanted to intellectually push myself, and I felt that IB was the best way to do it because it's a very holistic approach to education, and it really highlights the intersectionality between all of these topics. High school subjects are not exclusive, they are not separate. There is so much intersectionality between history and English and science and math. They're all interconnected, and IB highlights that, and I think that that's super duper important. There have definitely been times where IB's been challenging. There have been times where there are a lot of things that are due at the same time, and it takes a lot of your time and your effort, but everyone in the IB program has been super supportive. All of my teachers have been super supportive, and like I said earlier, your teachers, they're your support net, and so are your friends. And so creating those relationships earlier on and fostering that is so important, and it is really a recipe for success with IB. You get a lot of homework with IB, especially certain IB classes like IB history. It is not the same as your freshman year history class is going to be, even if you're in honors history. But that doesn't mean that you should shy away from the challenge. It is definitely a challenge, but it is an extremely rewarding one as well. I've learned a lot in my time in the IB program. I've learned a lot of time management, organization skills, and determination as well. It does take determination to push through some of the big hurdles in some of your classes, but it is incredibly rewarding to be successful in IB classes, and to push yourself by taking IB classes. IB has gotten me to the point I am in my life. I am going to Georgetown. I'm going to study international politics, and that would not be possible without my time in the IB program. Good luck, and yeah, have a great time.
I hope that hearing from our IB students has given you an example of the kind of communicators and thinkers your students could become in the future if they engage in IB education. But deciding right now if you want to pursue the full diploma is not necessary. What is important is to take a look at your schedule and recognize the key decisions to make to ensure that this is an opportunity for you to decide in the future. So for incoming ninth graders, you will see highlighted in blue that you need to enroll in a world language. This is a critical decision for you to make today, to take Spanish, German, or French, so that the opportunity of a full diploma is still yours to make in a couple of years. In addition, because of the math level that begins in the 11th grade with our IB applications, it is important that you, as a freshman, are not in Algebra 1, but are in a course beyond Algebra 1. Typically, for 8th graders, the normal progression would be to take Algebra 1 as a freshman. If that is the course that you have been recommended for, then instead we highly encourage you to request to take our course Accelerated Algebra and Accelerated Geometry, which is designed to ensure that you pick up the pace of the learning for math so that you will be on track in the 11th grade. You will also see that we recommend that you engage in the honors options for your core classes of English, history, and biology. This practice has recently changed. In the past, these were separate courses for all grade levels. And when distance learning began for us due to the COVID pandemic, it was decided to embed honors into these core subject areas. We do believe this practice will continue again when you arrive as freshmen to high school, but there's a lot yet that are unknown, so I'm trying to give you the most up-to-date information and the key critical points for your planning of your future. Most freshmen, you can also see, will take some sort of health and PE to ensure they're meeting the Oregon diploma requirements. And you will also see you still have plenty of opportunity to take fun, interesting classes like orchestra, foods, or computers. In 10th grade, again, that important decision for you to recognize is to continue on with your studies of your world language. If you stop studying world language, you will be unable to engage in all 6 subject areas for the IB diploma. And if you've taken that important step we recommended for you, Accelerated Algebra and Accelerated Geometry in 9th grade, you will already be placed in Algebra 2 as a 10th grader, or if you did really well, you may be placed in Honors Algebra. And you can see here as 10th graders, you actually will have even more time in your schedule to take fun, interesting classes, which we very much encourage you to do. We want you to explore, try new things, discover your passions before you begin to come really serious in terms of the IB subjects you will select. Now, please understand that you do not, again, have to commit whether or not you want to do the full diploma until the start of the 11th grade year. That is when the IB program and your studies begin. So at the end of your 10th grade year, you will forecast for your classes. And this is an example of a student who has made the choice not to pursue the full diploma, but they still are definitely getting themselves college ready, and they're still taking a rigorous course of study. They're taking IB English, they can take IB French or German, and you can also see IB History and IB Psychology are on their list. Those courses are all 2-year-long classes. They won't sit for those exams, potentially earning college credit until their senior year, but they have 4 of those classes, still a very respectable load. This particular student, if you look at what they are interested in, they are going for chemistry, math, and econ and physics. Again, a pretty tight load. I probably would have encouraged this kid instead to really go for the full diploma because they have so many IB courses in their schedule. But that decision is really going to be a personalized one, and one that students, again, will make in the 10th grade as they're preparing their class selections for 11th grade. For those of you who are pretty excited and you're fairly certain that you want to go for the full diploma, again, that decision is not cemented till the end of 10th grade, and it starts grade 11. So this is just an example of the different kinds of courses that you can pick to meet the requirement of taking an IB course in each of the 6 areas. So this student chose chemistry. You could have picked biology, could have picked physics, environmental systems. They chose Spanish. Again, they could have picked German or French. Their math level, they are in our highest level of math HL analysis. So there are some courses where your teachers will recommend what's the right placement. And then if you notice, they have a lot of elective choices where they're picking IB Psychology to fill the diploma, but they're still involved in symphonic choir. They're still making sure they're taking their body happy and healthy by taking health and PE, and they even still have a free period to be able to fill in after the TOK class. I would direct you to look at our southsaxons.com website, click on the IB tab, and find our 4-year planning tool that we have laid out for freshmen. This gives you an idea of the recommended pathways that we suggest you engage in 9th and 10th grade to ensure that you will be successful in the 11th grade. The honors courses are meant to help you gain those skills, to help you learn good habits of success that will make you ready for that rigor that shows up in the IB grade 11. If you choose not to, those courses are still going to be open to you grade 11. It may not be open for the full diploma, depending if you follow through on the advice with the world language study and math. But we try to keep our IB program, again, open to all students, all of their interests. If you are willing to work hard, then this is a program, this are courses of study that are definitely open to you. So we have finally reached the critical next steps that you do need to take as you prepare to become a South Salem High School freshman, and as you work to ensure that you still have an opportunity for IB in your future. So first thing, what do you actually need? Parents, they need us. They need your support as a parent to help them have good habits of sleep and studying. They need us as teachers to guide them, and they definitely need both of us to work together in partnership. Freshman year, it's a big change. We know this at South Salem High School, and we really want it to go well and smooth. You will have lots of support in terms of our link that pairs up freshmen with upperclassmen, again, to help them get good study habits, socialize, make that change, feel at home at South. If you are having a student for the freshman year, take our advice and engage in those honors courses or push themselves beyond Algebra 1, then you do need prepared for homework that your student might for the first time actually have homework each night to do. That's a new habit to work on. Those are new skills and patterns at home to develop as a family. And it is important to recognize that your student is going to be managing a lot more coursework than they did in middle school. That does mean that having good self-management, helping your students stay organized, making sure they've got a good, strong work ethic, and they don't give up the first time they have a challenge. These are all things that we can partner together for parents and teachers to get our students into that successful mindset that we all know we want them to have. So for students, this process of picking your classes in 8th grade that you will take in high school, we're still not quite sure exactly what that's going to be, as it used to be that we would have physical interaction with you. High school counselors would come to the middle schools, but it will happen at some point on time. So you have 2 key things that you need to accomplish. One is we do ask that you apply to be part of South Salem High School's honors program. There is an online application located on our website at southsaxis.com under the IB tab. And this really is more a declaration of your intent. If you apply, you're accepted. We want all of you to come your freshman year with the intent that you want IB part of your future. So please know that application is going to be an automatic yes, but it enables us to know your intent so that we can monitor your class forecasting to ensure that you actually have the courses that you need. So those courses that you need, again, students, do make sure that you pick a world language. You request to start that your freshman year. That's very, very critical. And that you are also talking to your current 8th grade math teachers about your desire to move beyond Algebra 1 as we recommend. When you get here, we anticipate that all of the core classes will be combined and it will be an embedded honors option. So we encourage you again to self-select to actually do those honors options in those core classes so that you are practicing those skills, you are getting ready for that rigor, and you have a huge jump start. Our due dates that you need to prepare for is Wednesday, March 31st. Of this year is when we are asking you to fill out that online application, which again, we have it as a declaration. And in addition, if you are not already a resident in our feeder area directed to come to South High, you do need to apply on our district website for an in-district transfer. Those forms have a very hard deadline of March 31st, and you will not be allowed to come to South High if you are slated to go to West or McNary, as the option for you to engage with IB will be available at North Salem High School. If you are living in the McKay area or the Sprague area, then your in-district transfer will be allowed as a request to attend South Salem High School. So in-district transfer students, you do need to know that you do have a key responsibility if you are approved. You must maintain your enrollment all 4 years of high school at South High in at least 3 honors courses, your sophomore and your freshman and sophomore year, and at least 3 IB courses your junior and senior year. That's sort of the reason that you said you wanted to come to South Salem High School, so you need to honor that reason. And of course, you also need to continue to abide by a student code of conduct. Important critical information is also on our website. Obviously, you found your way here to our southsaxons.com, but please make sure you click on that incoming grade tab for 9th graders where you will find the application to complete. If you want to know more about the IB organization in general, you can visit them directly at ibo.org. And my name, again, is Jennifer Harris Clippinger. My email and contact information are on the website, so please feel free to reach out with any other further questions or anything I can do to help serve you and your student.